This is a magazine pouch that's essentially a copy of the DAA Racemaster holster, and it is pretty much same. So I've already got a couple of these, pardon my camera work, a couple of these on my belt, and this is what it comes in. I mean, it's just a stupid little box. The first one that came to me came in a box marked bicycle parts. This one came directly from Amazon Prime. And ta-da, there it is. So it's essentially the same thing. It doesn't have the DAA, the double alpha emblem down here in the corner, but everything else about it is the same that I've been able to determine. It doesn't come with the parts in the box to be able to set it up for bullets out. It needs another screw and a lock nut of some sort, but everything else, basically, dude, it's right out of the package. I compared these to some Racemasters, or some racers, the plastic ones, and it was the same mold marks and everything on the same mold marks and everything on here. So same. And here in a minute, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to put it together for bullets out, and I'll show you how that works. So here it is all taken apart. You've got the body, you've got the side piece, the piece that goes against the back of the magazine that applies the pressure. This is one of the differences. This is a blackened spring of some sort. I think the one in the Racemaster and the Racer is nickel plated or some sort of stainless. I think it's nickel plated. The tensioning wheel, a bunch of screws that came out of things. This is the ball and socket that it gives it the nice any direction you could ever want to go. And this is what you need to buy if you want to make it bullets forward. That's a 4mm socket head machine screw with a nylock nut. So on the back here, you're going to be attaching this back piece through that hole. And I'm using Loctite glue on everything because I don't like things falling apart. So once you get that in, then you can put in both the back piece with a spring and the tensioning disc and the spring. And you can also put in the side piece. You're going to use your, this came with the unit, that goes in there through that hole, and you're going to attach that 4mm lock nut to the outside. So I'll go ahead and do a few pieces, parts, and parts. Alright, so that's attached there. Next piece to do is we're going to take the one of the round head screws. We're going to start threading it in through the back here. And then once it's threaded in a little bit, we are going to put the disc in. Before we get to there, though, we are going to put the back piece in with the spring. So the back piece goes in with the spring, then we depress the spring enough to get this in, then we start threading things through. So one little thing, I only put a little bit of Loctite at the very end of the threads here, closest to the head of that machine screw. Because I don't want the Loctite to be on the threads of the adjusting dial. Next piece to go in is the side piece. Basically we just put it in the orientation we want it, put this through the hole through the side hole, and put on the nylock. I'll throw a little Loctite on there as well. That's fully assembled. Now I just have to tighten this into the position I want it. Again, I'm going to use Loctite on that as well because I hate when things fall apart. One last thing I did is these units have a little bit of extra space on my belt, so they have a little bit of slip and slide. And so I just took in this case, a drywall anchor, and I fitted in there between the bracket and the belt so that it doesn't slide up and down. That helps keep it locked in